Howdy, everyone. This is Jeff Megow with TenantImprovement.com, the Lease and Build Podcast. I want to thank you for watching this episode, liking, subscribing, and following us. TenantImprovement.com is an industry platform just to bring awareness to all the different facets, trades that interact with a tenant improvement or capital improvement project inside and around commercial office buildings, warehouses, anything that might be a real estate scenario where it's going to be leased out for a period of time. Today we have a unique guest. Vince Galvan here is a teammate with us at Floor Zone. That's the other commercial floor covering business that we own, and Vince runs our residential division. We're going to interview Vince today to learn a little bit about retirement centers. Retirement centers are kind of, you can say, hey, they're a residential situation, but they're actually a commercial situation as well, because you have tenants that are going to be there for extended periods of time. There's going to be turnover of those tenants. There's going to be some capital improvement project concerns that are going to need to be addressed, and amenities within the building. And so it's kind of a mix, but you definitely need the Midas touch and the personal touch. So I'd like to I'd introduce Vince Galvan with Floor Zone. Thanks for joining us today, Vince.
Thanks, Jeff.
So, tell us a little bit about who Vince is, how long you've been at Floor Zone, and then kind of your experience there. But then how do we get into retirement centers?
So Vince Galvan, hello everybody. Thank you, Jeff, for the opportunity in the podcast. Originally from Chicago, moved down here about 20 plus years ago. I've been lucky enough to have been with Jeff and his great organization for about 6 years or so. I primarily do and run the residential part of the business, and to try to get that up to the point where we are great at doing and really hone in on doing high-end wood installs. With a B&I group that I'm in, a business network group, where I was lucky and fortunate enough to get a retirement home, the Village in the Woodlands, and it's been smooth sailing since I got it. We have done common areas, we've done concrete, we've done a bunch of things, and individually take care of all the units day to day. So I think it's a great addition to what we do here, especially on my side of the business, and hopefully we can try to expand and get more of them as we go.
Well, I know we talked about retirement centers both being commercial, residential, tenant improvement. What's a unique thing that might be different in the sense that from a true tenant improvement project or commercial application, or different from a residential? Is there a sweet spot difference that you see?
So it's in commercial versus the residential. Residential, it's a homeowner, and a lot of times they're not even in the home when we're doing all the work. Come in, do our work, come back, white glove test everything, and you're ready to go. On to the next one. Commercial is a little different. A retirement home is open 24 hours a day. Can't close, won't close. So we're either working, depending on where we're working. It's going to be sometimes after hours, sometimes during hours, which you get a different kind of perspective, because we have to facilitate the safe passage for everybody in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we're going down a hall, separating them with all our safety, protocol in, and go from there.
Okay. And so that's kind of interesting, working around an active environment. It's as you were saying earlier, an offside conversation that in residential, they might leave during the day, allowing us opportunity to work without bothering them. In commercial, they might leave during the evening, obviously. Whereas in the retirement centers, you've got the clients and their clients, so to speak, 24/7, with all kinds of, I think, strong personalities wanting to make sure they can go where they want, when they want, kind of thing. So talk about some of the OSHA or safety requirements. You kind of mentioned that. Like, what are some of the protective things that are advised when working in a retirement center that need to be paid?
So especially with retirement centers, these people, they don't walk or run as fast as everybody else does. So we have to take that in consideration when we're tearing up carpet, scraping up glue, putting down flow, things that are wet. So whenever we come to those situations, we always have to make and we always do, have a safe passage for them.
Yeah.
So we'll throw some carpet squares down or whatever it is to get them to safely walk back and forth. But for the most part, everybody's really, really good about it. But we can wall off. We got tape, we got cones, we got barriers. Everybody will be able to see where and when we're working. And then when we're done, everything comes down. Even if there was some sort of drill or fire or whatever, an emergency evac, um, it's easily and quickly taken down so there's safe passage.
What about noise? Because I know that can be a problem if we're working at a commercial place during the day. I mean, I would imagine this is
Usually inside the units, the residential units itself, it's usually not a problem because 9 times out of 10 we're working during the day. Um, when it becomes an issue with the noise is when the common areas, the hallways, the break rooms, the media room, all those areas, if we're using a big, large machine to demo.
okay.
It's optimal to use that,
Mm-hmm.
but we're structured at certain hours that we can use it.
Okay. So certain barriers for protection and traffic control, and then, appropriate times for sound. But it seems like the demo portion is that, and that I would assume that's not the entire job, so it could easily be handled. That makes sense. What about your crews and our crews that we send out? We always want our crews to present themselves the best. I would think that what are some things that we might do with our crews to make sure that they're above and beyond in the retirement
So
centers?
what I like to think we're different than any other flooring store. It's we're not like any other flooring store. We dress appropriately. We have t-shirts and shirts, and we look professional while we're working. They're courteous and kind, and we respect everyone's. And we worked during COVID. Everybody had to be masked, and everybody was. I mean, we follow all the protocol procedures that we need to, and so it's a the crew that I have is fantastic, and I like to say we don't have a B crew. They're all on hand when we really need them. And there's out of the group that guys that we use, there's probably three different crews that can and always have come in to facilitate them.
Well, so there's the tenant improvement type projects. That's the turnover of the units, and then there's the common areas. That's the capital improvement that you would see in any office building. This being the retirement center. So talk a little bit. A tenant improvement project, an office building. There's an architecture. There's a plan, and it's built to suit for that tenant. It's different, I guess, in retirement homes. So tell us about the turnover program that we're working on right now at the village and how that might help other retirement centers.
So with the turnovers, when the units come available for them, it's all going to be pretty much depending on their availability and the for the residents. And the village right now is probably about 99% filled.
Mm-hmm.
So two good things with that is they have a very good budget,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a full capacity place. So when they need a unit completed, or two or three, we've done as many as 5 and 6 at a time.
Okay. And these are sadly they're turning over as clients are
Sure, I
most
mean it's
likely
a
either
retirement
passing
home.
on or going into some kind of more intentional care, I guess, or more.
So we have memory care.
Uh-huh.
This particular place has a memory care, so there's nurses and that's a specific floor just for that. So yeah, there's different protocols for what we can do and how we're supposed to work within that floor.
Tell me more, like, so what's the proper planning, or what planning do we do and others should do in terms of is it the same material every single unit? Is it different? Does each material get its own design? Is there a stocking program? Talk in terms of execution of turning those units over.
So when I first took this project on, they had many different types of products and flooring in their units.
From unit to unit.
From unit to unit,
Oh,
there
wow.
wasn't one specific. They might have picked one, and then for whatever reason, whether it be discontinued or they changed it or whatever it was. So what we did, we actually spec'd the products that we use.
Okay.
So we not only spec them, We stock them here and we stock them at the facility.
Okay.
So it makes it a lot more convenient for our installers. They can go straight to that job no matter where they're at. They don't have to come to our warehouse here to pick up things and go from that back and forth, which we do, and it's not a problem. But to make it more efficient, we're able to have that
How
location.
how much time are they giving us for a turnover? I mean, they obviously someone moves away, someone's contents are removed, and
So
then they have to
once
the
it's
spaces.
vacant,
Uh-huh.
then usually we have a week or two notification. Many times that hey, I have an emergency or I have this, and I mean, I like to say that we're on 24-hour call with it because I'll get calls sometimes late at night. And the guy is like, "Hey, I forgot to tell you this.
Hmm.
Let me see what I can do." And proudly, I can say that we've never not complied with any of
So
those.
do we how many different products are we now offering, or what are some of the challenges of having a lot of different products versus just a standard
So our
program?
standard two that we have there, and with the village that we're working with, and our design team as well, there's carpet, cut pile carpet for the bedrooms basically,
Okay.
and a vinyl plank for the resident unit itself. And we've spec'd a product that's not only uh, a great look, but it's not a fad color. So like 5 or 10 years down the line, it's not going to go. So luckily we have with that, and that's what we stock.
Or is every time a unit turns, the flooring turns, or is there opportunity to
Usually
save?
every time the carpet's going to go, and their plan is to not have any carpet, period.
Oh,
So
okay. I
they
noticed
want
that.
to get into that where even the bedrooms, and if you do want it, we also provide area rec. So that's something else that could happen, but they want to try to fade away from carpet.
So the fading away, obviously, like not a lot of people like to live on carpet that's already been lived on. So in a retirement center, I would think that would be the same. And so you're saying their focus is to transition to almost all LVT
Hmm.
or wood floors or just LVT here.
So we've got different areas that the common areas. We did a pretty big project of improvement there last year, and we took care of almost 65,000 square feet of common area.
Okay.
We did a gym with
Well,
the
I know
gym flooring.
specific to the units. So we're doing vinyl plank in the units.
Right.
But I know that sometimes people, well, I've always liked wood floors. Is there a benefit? Why vinyl plank? I know I can understand carpet, but explain a little bit why vinyl plank might be preferred versus some of the other like tile and stone or wood.
Vinyl plank is probably the most resilient product that's out there, and it's not polished, so it's not you don't have that trip hazard of being slippery.
Okay.
Um, it's like I said, it's the most resilient product out there. There's times where somebody's had an accident as far as dropping something or doing something to it, or it needs to be repaired. We don't have to do the whole unit. We can just pull out each individual affected area.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Um, so again, turnovers. So do we have a stocking program with the
Yes,
village? We do. Okay.
yes,
And that includes the carpet and
the vinyl.
the vinyl plank. And it sounds like okay, you had mentioned, I'm just going to recap in the turnovers before we get into the common areas. Um, Couple day turnaround is reasonable to think, um, and good. And so in terms of the product selection, I know we were going to jump into that later, but let's talk about it. How do you help them pick out the right product for the turnover? Because that's somewhat of the personality of the facility.
Yeah, and the specific owners of the unit have a decision to make as far as do I want something else? And as long as it's approved by their board, we'll put it in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But it's at their cost.
Oh, okay.
So if it's not outside too much of the range of their spec and decor, then great, they'll
Okay.
do that. But if not, this is what we offer, and this is the price we offer it at.
And you help them with those selections, or how did
Yeah, I
so
can't. We have a design team that's definitely provided to them at their request.
okay. All right. So that kind of explains the unit turnovers in the residential units. Common areas. I mean, these facilities are living centers. So
Yeah.
there's amenities just as if you're in an office building where you have a lobby, you have a break room, you might have public restrooms and stuff like that. What is some of the experience on the village and your client there in terms of how much have we done a lot of their common areas? What common areas have we done, and how should somebody plan those out in terms of budgeting and things like that? What have you seen?
So in the realm of retirement homes, there's a lot of different types, and the village being very prominent in the woodlands and wanting to stay and grow with the years and the time, they want to upgrade as much as they can, much as their budget allows. So with the common areas, we just went through last year a 65,000 square yards of a square feet of material improvement. So it ranged from vinyl to carpets, different kind of carpets, different installs. Yeah, we just went through all of those.
Okay. And so, how is uh, obviously you can't shut down the entire facility, and we talked earlier about the residents living there. The nighttime work phasing, what do we do?
So mostly in the common areas, it's kind of like a hotel. It's always open, 24 hours a day. So mostly we can get around, and the residents are really really good about knowing that we're there for improvement and not to disrupt their daily life. So they're really, really good about, working with us, and most of them know everybody. I mean, some of them will just say hello by name, every day because we're there all the time. But we have safety precautions put in all the time. It's the utmost thing that we do, and safe passage is all the way. It's 100% through the whole job.
Yeah. Um, so in terms of who you interface at a retirement center, what parts of the staff and the team are you interacting with, and then how is that interaction? How is that
So
communication?
there's a couple, two or three people that it's on a daily basis. It'll be the building engineer, and oddly enough, the sales ladies, the people that book and rent these rooms
Okay.
and sell these rooms, because when they're, the other party doesn't know it yet, and sometimes they have an emergency. I'll get a call directly from the admittance and says, "Hey, I need something right away. Can you help me?"
Okay.
Not a problem. We'll take care of it. And then we kind of loop back with the building engineer, so we're all on the same page.
Okay.
So we have access. We know where to go, when to go. They don't need to do anything for us to complete our work.
Okay. All right. Um, any advice for another retirement center that might see this podcast on how they would approach building a program for their flooring or for their common area flooring and finishes?
So I think we've come down to a pretty standard protocol of how we do and what we do on a daily basis there. Our job is to make your job easier to facilitate your clients. So, fast, efficient, done the correct way in a timely fashion, in a safe manner. That's what we bring to the table. And for a new business or a new retirement home, you have to look out that, hey, are these guys good?
Mhm.
Not everybody can do a big multi-area place
Stocking
like that.
programs take
Yeah,
time
we've
and
got stocking
yeah.
programs, we got this, we got that, and that's hey, all you really need to know is let me know what unit you're working on.
Yeah.
Give me a time frame, I'll take care of it.
And so we've already documented the different floor plans they have, I assume,
Yep,
and um, I know shop drawings we've talked about casually in a couple of the episodes. We plan on having an episode about shop drawings and why those are probably the most important document in handling it. But that's the document that I guess our team uses for approaching each turnover.
sure.
And then obviously I know the shop drawings were off the charts when we were doing the common areas, which is
That was definitely
you know,
a really good. we're probably, we proudly, our shop drawings are phenomenal in the industry. With the daily status updates to our clients with drawings of what was done, what needs to be done, what we're going to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
We keep everybody in the loop. We're going to answer questions before they even think they know them. And as long as we're on top of what we do, everything runs smoothly.
All right. Well, to kind of bring this kind of to a close. All right. We've talked a little bit about just in general how you got here. And then the retirement homes and retirement centers are very similar in the sense that there's tenants that are going to be there for a period of time, and common areas. There's going to be the specific tenant spaces that are going to be utilized. I understand you talked about the stocking program. I didn't realize what we were stocking in the area rugs. That's actually a great solution in the sense that, I can see how people don't want to have lived in carpet when they move into something. I can understand why the retirement center wants the ease of LVT and not having to replace the floor again and again, because it can simply get cleaned off and it looks brand new. But I'm going to compliment Vince here, because we talk a little about these common areas. We talk about the different complexities and stuff. But one thing I have noticed at the Village in particular is it's a blend of the Golden Girls and Cheers, right? And I say that in the sense it's a retirement center, right? So we all know that show from years ago. Or those of you that are older like Vince and I, but not old enough to be in a retirement home yet. But then also Cheers, in the sense that everybody knows your name, right? And I'll compliment Vince. It's like I've had the pleasure of walking with him and seeing some of the projects that we've been involved in, and having that first name basis with just about everybody that walks by at whatever facet they're doing in the building has been great to see. So, and I think that that's a big thing that we highlight here, in the sense that you do want somebody who, like Vince, is aware of the material types. You do want somebody who, has the ability to have a stocking program like we do. And then, but that personal, white glove touch to make everybody in the building, the tenants, but also the people that are cleaning the facilities, the people that are managing the facilities, have all enjoyed that. So anyway, so I appreciate that. And thank you for being on the podcast today, Lease and Build Podcast, tenantimprovement.com. Please click like and subscribe when this is done. There's going to be more episodes coming soon. And we're just going to talk about all different types of facets of commercial construction that blends between tenant and capital improvement projects. So thank you guys all for tuning in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, sir.